Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we have a new lesson for second secondary grade, second semester, English subject, 1A, vocabulary and grammar, traveler 4. This lesson is prepared by Muhammad al-Buhari and presented by Muhammad al-Athaymin. Today we will identify nouns describing occupations. Make nouns by adding suffixes as ist, er, ian. Then we will identify usage of present perfect simple and present perfect progressive. Warm up. What does he do? This person, and this one, and this one. He is scientist or doctor. This person, engineer. This one is service technician. Many nouns used to describe occupations end in suffixes such as ist, er, or ian. For example, science, scientist. Scientist, a person who is studying or has expert knowledge. Manager. Manager is a person responsible for controlling a company. Technology, technician. And the technician is a person employed to look after technical equipment. And here we have many occupations. These occupations end in suffixes ist. And these occupations end in suffixes er. And these occupations end in suffixes ian. Science, scientist. Art, artist. Reception, receptionist. Language, linguist. Biology, biologist. Economics, economist. Geology, geologist. Occupations end in suffixes er. Design, designer. Engine, engineer. Babysit, babysitter. Manage, manager. Play, player. Occupations end in suffixes ian. Technology, technician. Electricity, electrician. Politics, politician. Mathematics, mathematician. Music, musician. Exercise. What are the occupations corresponding to the words below? Science. Should we add ist, er, or ian? Can you say scientist, or signer, or signen? Of course, scientist. Technology, technician, excellent. Babysit, babysitter. Manage, manager. Art, perfect answer, artist. Electricity, electrician. Archaeology, archaeologist. Politics, politician. Design, designer. Engine, engineer. Reception, receptionist. Biology, biologist. Economics, economist. Mathematics, mathematician. Geology, geologist. Here are the answers. Again, scientist, artist, receptionist, economist, archaeologist, biologist, geologist. Occupations in ER, babysitter, manager, designer, engineer. Occupations end in IAN, technician, electrician, politician, and mathematician. Now, we are going to talk about an interesting subject, which is present perfect simple. This is grammar. Present perfect simple. What do you know about present perfect simple? Present perfect simple is used for an action that happened in the past, but exact time is not mentioned. So, an action happened in the past, but the exact time is not mentioned. This is the difference between past simple and present perfect simple. Past simple happened in the past, but the exact time usually mentioned. But if the exact time isn't mentioned, usually we use present perfect simple. Also, we can use present perfect simple with an action that happened in the past and finished, but the results are obvious in the present. So if the results are obvious in the present, we use present perfect simple. And also it should be in the past. Number 3, an action that started in the past and continues up to the present, and this time emphasis on the action. So if an action continues up to the present, we can use present perfect simple and present perfect continuous. If an action started in the past and continues up to the present, we can use present perfect simple and present perfect continuous. But if the emphasis on the action, we just use present perfect simple. If the emphasis on duration, we can use present perfect continuous. Here, the bus has arrived. Look, the emphasis is on the action, arrived. So we used present perfect simple. The form is subject plus has or have plus past participle. We usually use has if the subject is third person singular, like he, she, or it. And with the rest of the pronouns, we can use have. Examples. He has spoken. He has not spoken. Has he spoken? So here we have affirmative sentence, negative sentence, and yes, no question. With negative, we just add not after has. And with question, we put has at the beginning of the sentence and he after has to make what? To make question. So, has he spoken? Number 4, they have performed on stage for 20 years. Number 5, I have not seen her since last week. Number 6, they have already sold 12 million bands. Number 7, the train has just left. Time expressions used with present perfect simple are just, yet, already, ever, never, before, always, how long, for, since, recently, lately, and so far. Now we are going to talk about present perfect progressive. The previous section we were talking about present perfect simple, and now we are going to talk about present perfect progressive. The present perfect progressive is used for an action that started in the past and continues up to the present. Here, the emphasis on the duration of the action. Okay, let's go back to the previous slide, which talked about the present perfect simple, an action that started in the past and continues up to the present. This is what present perfect simple. But here, emphasis on the action. What about present perfect continuous? Or present perfect progressive? An action that started in the past and continues up to the present. The same, but the emphasis here is on the duration of the action. The form is subject plus has or have plus been plus verb plus ing. Like, I have been waiting for hours here. For hours. So the emphasis is on the duration. Examples. They have been talking for the last hour. She has been working at that company for 3 years. Number 3. What have you been doing for last 30 minutes? 4. James has been teaching at the university since June. 5. We have been waiting here for over 2 hours. Number 6. Why has Nancy not been taking her medicine for the last 3 days? Time expressions used with present perfect progressive are how long, for, since, all day, or all morning, etc. Now, read the sentences and circle the correct answer. I haven't finished or didn't finish reading the book yet. So something started in the past and continue up to now. We should use either present perfect simple or present perfect continuous. Here the emphasis is not on the duration, it's on the action. So we should use haven't finished. So I haven't finished. Number 2. Haven't you never or ever been to Paris? What should we use? Ever. Haven't you ever? Number 3. John has slept or has been sleeping since 2 o'clock this afternoon. Wake him up. What's the answer? The answer is has been sleeping. Has been sleeping since 2 o'clock this afternoon. Wake him up. Number 4. Did you visit or have you visited your grandparents last weekend? The answer is did you visit, because the time is mentioned here. And it didn't continue up to now. Okay, number 5. Emma hasn't had a holiday since or for 2 years now. Since 2 years or for 2 years. And she feels like she really needs one. For 2 years. The answer is for 2 years. So these are the answers. Number 1, I haven't finished reading the book yet. Number 2, haven't you ever been to Paris? Number 3, John has been sleeping since 2 o'clock this afternoon. Wake him up. Number 4, did you visit your grandparents last weekend? And number 5, Emma hasn't had a holiday for 2 years now, and she feels like she really needs one. Now, complete the sentences with the present perfect simple or the present perfect progressive of the verbs in brackets. Jeremy learned Spanish ever since he was in primary school. What can we say here? Jeremy has been learning. Why? Because this action started in the past and continue up to now, since he was in primary school. Number 2, Sarah wants a job as a teacher and already sent an application to a local school. What's the answer? Sarah wants a job as a teacher and already sent an application to a local school. Here the emphasis is on the action, so we say has already sent, has and past participle. Is the time mentioned? No. So we should use the present perfect simple. The present perfect simple. Has or have with past participle. And you can use already before the verb. Number 3. Natasha always wanted to be a doctor. Natasha has always wanted to be a doctor. Natasha has always wanted to be a doctor. Number 4. I try to get through to my dentist all day, but it seems he is not in today. I has been trying to get through to my dentist all day, but it seems he is not in today. Number 5. Majid never be late before, so there must be something wrong. Something happened in the past, continue up to now. So you should use has never been. Why? The emphasis is on the action. B, not on the duration. Number 6. How long it be since you last visited your grandparents? We have 2 blanks here. How long? Has or have. And should we add something on B? How long has it been? How long has it been since you last visited your grandparents? The time is not mentioned here. Something happened in the past and the time is not mentioned. I just finished doing my homework and I'm exhausted. The answer is I have just finished doing my homework and I am exhausted. This is the end of our today's lesson. Today we learned many nouns used to describe occupations, and we said some of them end with suffixes ist, others with er, and others with ian. And we had some examples like scientist, artist, receptionist, economist, archaeologist, biologist, geologist. Also we talked about occupations and in er like babysitter, manager, designer, engineer, and occupations and in suffixes ian like technician, electrician, politician, and mathematician. And in grammar section, we talked about present perfect simple. We talked about when should we use them, and we had some examples. Also, we talked about present perfect progressive we talked about when should we use them, and we had some examples. These are our references and resources. And for more information and lessons, you can visit our website ien.edu.com, or you can contact our Twitter account ien_t4edu, or you can call us on our free phone 800-442220. Thank you for listening. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.